So the Ninth Circuit just ruled in favor of the Second Amendment in 2 California cases. So let's talk about this. But real quick before we jump into this video, if you think the state of California needs to stop infringing on our rights to keep and bear arms, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Also, I want to give a shout out to one of the main supporters of this channel, which is Blackout Coffee. Blackout Coffee has some of the best Second Amendment supporting coffee. The coffee is amazing. I drink it every single morning. And actually, Jared from Guns and Gadgets is also part of that company, and they really do support the Second Amendment cause. So if you guys are interested, head on over to the links down in the detail section in the comment section. And if you use the code ARMSCHOLAR, you can get 10% off of your order. Also, I want you to know that this content is powered by the Firearms Policy Coalition. So head on over to joinfpc.org to help support the Second Amendment cause. Thank you again, Firearms Policy Coalition, for supporting this channel. So like I said in the intro, a 3-judge panel in the Ninth Circuit just ruled in favor of our rights to keep and bear arms in the state of California. These 2 cases are coming out of the counties of Los Angeles and Ventura counties because they issued orders shutting down various gun stores, places that sold ammunition, firing ranges. They shut them down in March of 2020 in relation to the coup that was going around. These 2 cases involve various periods of times that these 2 counties shut down gun stores and firing ranges. In Ventura, from March 20 to about May 7th of 2020, a total of 48 days, the county mandated the closure of gun shops, ammunition shops, and firing ranges throughout the county. These closures prohibited county residents from leaving their homes to acquire any firearms or ammunition and maintain proficiency in their use of firearms at firing ranges. On top of this, the various orders issued by these counties made violators subject to criminal sanctions and civil liability if they decided not to adhere to these orders. During this period, the county allowed businesses like hardware stores, laundromats, bicycle shops, and others to stay open and for people to frequent them, but they shut down these gun stores and these firing ranges. In the lawsuit against the county of Ventura, the plaintiffs alleged that those who did not possess a firearm or ammunition on March 19th of 2020, they were barred from exercising their fundamental rights protected by the Second Amendment until at least May 7th of 2020, which was about 48 days. Similar claims were made in the Los Angeles case as well, but one major difference between the Ventura case and the LA County case was that the ordered closures in LA were only going for about 11 days, but it was still 11 days. The Ninth Circuit reviewed both the Ventura and Los Angeles County closures and used the Ninth Circuit's 2-step approach, which it has established when reviewing Second Amendment cases. In this type of analysis, the court first asks if the challenged law affects conduct that is protected by the Second Amendment. If it does, then the court moves to the second step, which is that they determine the level of scrutiny that should apply when they're reviewing the issue. In reaching their decision, the Ninth Circuit stated, Heller's exhaustive textual and historical Second Amendment analysis, as well as our court's own case law, reveal that the ability to acquire firearms and ammunition and maintain proficiency in their use at firing ranges falls well within the Second Amendment's historical scope. They go on to state that, indeed, a complete ban on the ability to acquire arms and ammunition and the closure of all firing ranges renders the right to keep and bear arms hardly well worth the paper it consumed. On this basis, they found access to purchase firearms, ammunition, and the ability to practice was conduct protected by the Second Amendment. Because the court found that the orders burdened conduct protected by the Second Amendment, they then moved on to step 2, which is establishing the appropriate level of scrutiny that they should apply. The court found that the county's reliance on a prior case Jacobson that used the rational basis type of analysis was not appropriate in this issue. In tiers of scrutiny, rational basis is the lowest and easiest type of analysis for a restriction to pass. However, the court rejected that approach and stated that the Supreme Court has repeatedly affirmed that heightened scrutiny requirements still apply during times of crisis, and that's exactly what was at issue here in this case. The court also hinted at that the orders closing the gun stores for 48 days would also likely be categorically unconstitutional, but since the orders failed both strict and intermediate scrutiny, they did not need to address this whole categorical approach. However, the court did believe strict scrutiny applied and that the orders failed under that analysis, but also failed even under intermediate scrutiny, which is a lower bar. The counties tried to rely heavily on the Sylvester 10-day waiting period decision that was a prior precedent and dealt with the state of California's restrictions on you being able to take possession of a firearm until you waited 10 days or a cooling off period. The counties argued that the Ninth Circuit has already said a 10-day waiting period to take possession of a firearm is okay, therefore this delay is also okay. But the court here rejected that argument. The court stated that unlike Sylvester, the time period here is 48 days, which is almost 5 times longer. Also, the time period is increased if someone were to buy on the 40th day. If they went to that store on that day when it reopened, they would then purchase the firearm, but they would have to wait an additional 10 days to take possession of that firearm. And so that would increase this time period to at least 58 days. Also, the court said that in Sylvester, that case dealt with a defined period of time. Here, the closures were undefined and could have gone even longer or could start up again any time. Therefore, they found that the 10-day waiting period at issue in Sylvester was much less restrictive than the uncertain but eventual 48-day ban that was issued here with these closures. On that basis, the court found that the orders failed under strict scrutiny. The court also went further to find that the closures would also fail under intermediate scrutiny. The court found that the county failed to provide any evidence or explanation suggesting that gun shops, ammunition shops, or firing ranges possessed a greater risk of spreading sickness more than any other business and activities that were deemed essential. They also failed to provide any evidence that they considered less restrictive alternatives for the public other than simply shutting down these stores altogether. On that basis, the Ninth Circuit found that the closure orders even failed intermediate scrutiny. This Ventura ruling then carried over to the Los Angeles Martinez case, which was heard by the same 3 judges. In Martinez, the 3 judges also stated that while the 11-day mandated closure at issue here is shorter than the 48-day closure at issue in McDougal, 11 days instantly becomes 21 days when adding California's 10-day waiting period for acquiring firearms. And a 21 delay for acquiring a firearm is more than double the delay considered in Sylvester. The Ninth Circuit in Martinez went on to say, moreover, an 11-day total ban on law-abiding citizens' ability to practice with firearms at a firing range or acquire firearms and ammunition at all, which the orders clearly indicated could be perpetually extended if the county so decided. And this severely burdens the core of the Second Amendment right at a time of crisis, precisely when these actual rights were needed and they needed to be exercised. On this basis, the Ninth Circuit also found the Los Angeles County closures and their orders to close these gun shops and firing ranges was also unconstitutional. So these 2 cases are strong wins for our rights to keep and bear arms and our rights to purchase and acquire firearms and ammunition and to train as well, even during times of unrest. As the court indicated in these 2 decisions, those time periods are exactly when we need these rights the most, and any government agency who is trying to hinder that is clearly engaging in something that is unconstitutional. Now, these 2 decisions were issued by a 3-judge panel in the Ninth Circuit, so the counties, if they want, can decide to seek a rehearing en banc in the Ninth Circuit, and a rehearing en banc is before 11 judges in the Ninth Circuit, and that's 10 randomly selected judges and then the chief judge. So they could take this up to a next level if they don't like this decision. And the state of California and California agencies like this often do try to elevate this anytime they lose. So we will definitely be keeping our eyes on this and see what develops. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and comment down below and I'll try to answer the best of my ability. Also, if you like this video and like support the channel, one of the best ways to do that is to like, comment, and subscribe. All these things help to fuel the algorithm or fuel Algorit's rhythm. It adds fuel to his jet and it signals to YouTube that you guys see value in these videos and in this type of 2A news. Again, I cannot thank you guys enough for everybody who's liked, commented, subscribed, just hit the notification bell, who shares these videos. You guys are directly impacting these videos, impacting this channel and helping this channel in videos to reach more people than I could have ever thought. The growth last year was absolutely insane, and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support you've shown me. And I'm really excited to see what happens this year to get to talk more about these Second Amendment issues, these cases, and things that pop up, and just get really active here with this community to shut down a lot of these infringements that counties, states, and the federal government are engaged in. So again, thank you guys for all of your support. If you don't have a comment in mind, just comment down below. Your comment to fuel the algorithm. And also, if you're a new subscriber or you're a longtime lurker and you finally subscribe, consider subscribing. If you comment down below that you're a new subscriber, I will make sure I comment back to you. So as always, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to stay with Built by Arm Scholars. Stay simply maintained by Arm Scholars.